In the busy heart of New York City in the 1950s, there lived a man named Robert Langford, hard-working, ambitious, and constantly running against time. Every morning, he wore his black suit, grabbed his briefcase, and vanished into the sea of rushing people. His life revolved around office files, ringing telephones, and endless deadlines. Yet, deep inside, he felt empty. Surrounded by the noise of cars, the chatter of people, and flashing billboards, there was a silence growing in his heart. Years passed. His hair turned gray, his smile faded, and his soul grew tired. One lonely evening, as city lights flickered through his apartment window, he found an old box of childhood memories. Inside was a photograph, a peaceful countryside farm, cows grazing, and a barefoot boy smiling freely. That boy was him. That night, he couldn't sleep. The noise of the city felt unbearable. He longed for the chirping of birds and the rustle of leaves. The next morning, Robert made a decision that shocked everyone. He quit his job, sold his apartment, and took the train back to his ancestral farm. When he arrived, the air smelled of earth and freedom. The roads were quiet, lined with trees instead of buildings. The old farmhouse stood weathered, but waiting. Robert cleaned it, repaired the roof, and began a life unlike anything he'd known before. He woke to the sound of roosters instead of alarm clocks. The cool breeze touched his face as he stepped outside each morning, watching the sun rise over green fields. He bought a few cows, goats, and hens, and began growing wheat and vegetables. His soft city hands hardened as he dug into the soil, but the joy he felt was pure, the kind no city could offer. The first few weeks were hard, but soon his body adjusted. He began to understand the rhythm of nature, how everything moved slowly but perfectly. The cows recognized his voice, the birds became his morning company, and the evenings turned into peaceful hours of golden sunsets and gentle winds. He often sat under the big oak tree and thought about his past life. The noise, the deadlines, the meaningless rush. All for what? Here, time didn't chase him. It flowed like a quiet stream, watching a calf take its first steps, or the rain kiss the soil brought him more happiness than years of city success ever could. Months turned into years. Robert's hair turned white, his hands rough, but his heart was light. He wrote letters to his old friends telling them about this peace. Some called him foolish for leaving luxury behind, but Robert only smiled. He had found the one thing they were all searching for: peace of the soul. Children from nearby villages loved visiting him. He told them stories about city life and the importance of living close to nature. He would point to the trees and say, "They teach me patience. They grow slowly, but they grow strong." When the wind moved through his fields, he would whisper, "That's the sound of peace, the sound I was searching for all my life." One evening, as the sun melted behind the hills, Robert sat outside his farmhouse, watching his animals rest and the stars appear one by one. The cool night wrapped around him like an old friend. After a lifetime of chasing success, he finally understood. Peace doesn't come from wealth or speed. It comes from living in harmony with nature. He looked up at the stars and whispered, "Home. I'm finally home." And in that quiet night, surrounded by the simple beauty of life, Robert found true peace in nature and in his heart, morale. In the race for success, we forget what truly matters. Nature reminds us that peace is not found in noise or luxury, but in simplicity, silence, and the soil beneath our feet. Final message: In our modern, fast-paced lives, we must take time to reconnect with nature. At least once every 2 months, escape the city, breathe fresh air, walk barefoot on grass, and feel the calm of open skies. Nature doesn't just refresh your body, it heals your mind and soul.